Hey, I'm Kev K, MXoN. Welcome back to MXGP2 for the final time before we have our assault on the MXGP3 game coming out at the end of this month. But I thought, as a send-off to MXGP2, we'd do the Monster Energy FIM MX of Nations. The Motocross of Nations that was a practice run. Let's do a new one. I'm definitely sure game. As we are going to be France on home turf. This is back in 2015. This game this season is based on. And France won around the Eni track on the hard pack surface. So we're going to be France against the likes of Belgium, USA, Britain, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, Russia, Estonia, the Netherlands, Sweden, Latvia, Portugal, Australia, Denmark, Ireland, Slovenia, Spain, Japan, New Zealand, Brazil, Greece and Austria. So quite a few nations we're against. Let's see how well we will do. Let's change race options. Let's just keep it at 3 laps, shall we? Pro physics, hard difficulty. And in the MX of Nations, it's 3 races, 3 different classes. MXGP class, Open class, and MX2 class, which we're going to begin with. As we're going to be Marvelous Marvin Mosquin on the KTM. As here we are, lined up. As in the 3 races, you have the 3 classes battling against each other. Well, 2 classes. And as you can see, we're going to be trying out first-person view for these races. That's and landed on someone, I think. So up to 15. So oh god, we're down. That's what we tried to ride the Brit there. Don't want to be doing that. So we're down to 20th. God, this first-person view is going to be very strange. We've got the Swiss rider behind. It's a hog in the inside there. But this French track, as we're down to last, as you can see, all about jumps, undulation. Classic European track here. Classic motocross track. Someone is down in front. But the Motocross of Nations has been an annual event since the 50s, held near the end of the season. As you can tell from the title, it's all about nations and all about seeing who's the best nation. As we're down once again. Oh my god, you don't have to do that game. We're down once again. And in the early years, in the 50s and 60s, it was the Brits dominating. But then America came along in the 70s and 80s and started to dominate the event. And in the early 90s, though, an upset came in 1994 when Britain won. The Motocross of Nations ended like a 13-year streak for America when they had great riders like Jeff Ward coming along. And then America once again established their dominance in the early thousands with the likes of Ricky Carmichael, James Stewart Jr. But in recent years, in the last couple of years, it's been France who have been doing very well in this event. In 2015, as I said, they won. The reigning MXGP champion that year is Roman Verve. We also had Pauline Gautier, as you saw in that menu. He's very good as well. As someone's down in front. We're not going to be last on home turf. That's all, we've stacked it. I'm just getting used to things, okay? Even though this is an MX2 bike, and I should be used to it. We're doing terribly in first person. As you see, FOV a bit narrow. That's a bit of a complaint about first person view in this game. And so the big hope for MXGP3 is with the new engine, they can put in a field of view slider like you see in FPS games, for example. So you can customize this view, make it a bit better. Also, you know what? Getting a great feel of the rider movements. It just highlights that the character models are a bit stiff in this game. So hopefully a bit more realistic character movements in first person view. So you can really feel when you're going to use the bike. As I have not got used to that at all, as you've seen so far in this race. But yeah, the Motocross of Nations, France have been good at it recently. Because there are 3 races with the 3 classes. As I said, you've got the MX2 class, which we're riding at the moment. And that's of course the 250cc class. Then you've got the 450cc class of the MXGP bikes. And then you got the open class, which is kind of in between level. And in the 3 races, you got, of course, the MXGP. There's the MX2 class, which we're doing at the moment. So in this race, I'm looking to be the best MX2 class, really. Not really aiming for top 10, just aiming to beat my fellow MX2 riders. So that's what we're trying to do here, making some moves. Going into that hairpin, using some of the rear brake to get the bike round. So in the next race, you're going to have the open class against the MX2 bikes. And then the final race will be the MXGP against the MX2. Or the open class bike, should I say. So yeah, all 3 classes will be battling each other. And the winner of the event is the team that scores the least amount of points with 1 drop score for your worst result. Because we're on the final lap of this race. Yeah, I know. So this will probably likely be the drop score for France, since we're doing Turby. But I think our MXGP riders do much better, battling for a podium. As we're just battling not to be last. We went through that rider. I was so much better around this track in the practice. I was doing like lap times in the 43s, 44s. You know, it's 2 bike. Guys, you can see I'm struggling to get out the 45s. But yeah, you're looking to score the least amount of points. So you get 1 point for finishing first, 2 for second, 3 for third, etc. So my teammate's probably going to score like 4 points for fourth, it looks like. I'm going to score like 20 points at the moment. So that's likely going to be our drop score at the moment. As the German wins, Nagel, Max Nagel. One of the few riders I actually do remember watching on the TV. In the brief times I've watched Motocross as well, is crashing front. So we're up into 19th. What a beginning for France on home turf. And yeah, first person who's going to take some getting used to. As you can see, the different classes there. Top MX2 rider, the Yamaha, Jeremy Martin, the American. As I said, America pretty good at this event. So Germany win ahead of Belgium and America. And there's our teammate in 4th in the MXGP class. But we're 4th to last in the MX2 class. So what is that overall in the MX2 class? You can see 1st. Then 2nd was just outside the top 10. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. We're 8th. It was 2 class. You can see 11 riders for each class in the race, and so we're down to 6th at the moment. 19 points, 4 points. America top with up 2 podiums so far. Britain in 3rd, Belgium 2nd, Germany 4th, Estonia in 5th. So we get some credits, but we're looking to improve massively in the 2nd race. As we're going to say goodbye to Marvellous Marvin, who wasn't so marvellous in the 1st race, and say hello to the 2015 MXGP champion, Roman Furve. I don't know how to say his name. He's going to be an open class bike though. The Yamaha YZ 450 FM. So we've been a rider with lots of pedigree. Ended the run of Antonio Corleone, the Italian, who won like 6 titles in a row at the beginning of this decade. Furve broke that. And now that we're in open class, we're looking to be battling right at the front. Sorry, I forgot to go in first person. I was cheating. It's already up to 2nd, behind the Swede. As well, we got reset. Where was our bike going? I don't know what the heck happened there. So we're battling with an MX2 rider, the Swiss alongside us, but we're back into the top 5. And so this is where we want to be in the open class. Of course, we've got the faster bike, the MX2 bike. So we're looking to battle for a podium and do better than we did in the 1st race by a country mile. Because if we're in 19th in this race, well, I think France can say goodbye to the chances of winning this event. We're in 2nd. This is very good for France. I'm looking to make this the lead as Wilson is down the Brit. I believe he's an open class rider. As we take the lead on home turf. There we go. We're much more used to the more powerful open class bikes in looks like than the MX2 bikes we've ridden in the previous 11 episodes of MXGP2, haven't we? So we're taking the lead. But I guess we're used to the course now as well after MX2 ride out in. We kind of got stuck battling in the midfield. And if you watched our career with Greg Hernandez, that was our weakness, battling And the midfielders. Oh, early leaders down. Very good for France then. As we've got an almost 2-second lead. And these open class bikes are more like the MXGP bikes we're going to be riding in the final race. A bit more powerful. And we're taking the speeds of the corners a bit more like how we're going to be doing it with MXGP than MX2. As you saw over some of these big bike jumps even, MX2 class was struggling to get over them, well for open and MXGP class, a bit easier. As this jump especially, look at it, so easy for an open class bike compared to the MX2 bike where I was struggling to clear that second jump, so I was playing with the power a bit into the corner, as that was a terrible set of jumps. But we're keeping the lead, 3 seconds. I told you this French rider had some pedigree. And it seems to have translated to me actually riding well as himself. But I'd say he's a top class MXGP rider, Roman. So you always expect to see him battling for at least like a top 5 every weekend. And if we get the win here, that's only 1 point added to the total. So it's all on Marvelous Marvin, what he's done in MX2 class. Has he been terrible once again? I hope not, because that will undo all our work here. And that's why it's a team event as well. There's Motocross of Nations. But it's a nice addition as well to this game. It's the first time it's included in the Motocross games. This game mode, at least with the Milestone games. With MXGP2. There's just something a bit different as well. But you also have the real events, which is a staple of Milestone games. If you played their MotoGP games. So you've got the real events as well for the 2015 season. You can recreate famous moments or try to create new ones. So yeah, it's good to see that's quite a bit of variety once again in a Milestone game. That's one thing they don't fail at Milestone. You can't criticise them for adding so many game modes that you're never really bored with. The game, it's kind of everything else, unfortunately, with Milestone games. And that's the same with MXGP2. As much as I've enjoyed it, it's got the same old drawbacks, frame rate, character models that you've seen, a bit dated on the graphics as well with the old engine, so that should be improved with MXGP3 on the new engine. Oh, we're down! I was kind of stuck between going around that corner normally or going over the mound, and you never want to be in that position, as you just see. That leads to a fall. But yeah, the frame rate, the AI at times, once again good battling each other, but not good battling against the the player. And sometimes just glitches as well for them, some tracks where they're just so slow at corners and you wonder why. So yeah, hopefully that will improve the new engine as well. Unreal 4, MXGP3, can't wait. It's all we're down again. Is that the lead gone? Is that the win gone? No, it's not. There's the finish line. We had enough of a cushion in the end, but made it tense in that final lap. As we won by almost 4 seconds over Belgium. Netherlands in 3rd. America off the podium. Down in 4th with Cooper Webb. That's good to see. Germany in 5th. And Marvin won the MX2 class as well. He is marvellous in 6th. And that means France is right back in it. As we're going to drop that 19 score as well. We're looking very good to win on home turf. There's America lead with 25 points. 5 points ahead of France. Then Belgium, Great Britain, Estonia. But will France win it in the MXGP class? That is the big question, as we're going to step up to the main class now. And we're going to be Gautier Paulin. Look at him, so arrogant it looks like. But will it translate to a result as well on the Honda? I'm probably just confusing that arrogance with confidence, of course. As here we go, wait to get underway on the MXGP class. So once again, we want to be right at the front, and we're in 3rd. Very good start. As in, it's like Belgium got the whole shot. The dicker. But we're taking the lead over the set of jumps. Once again, jumps are our friends around this circuit. And now with the MXGP class, we kind of had a bit of practice with the open class. As I said, it's more used to what we're used to on this class. As oh, our teammate's down. What have you done in the open class? This is MXGP against open class now. So with MXGP against MX2. Then it was open against MX2 as we got a second lead. And now it ends with MXGP against open. So all three classes have been against each other. Well, I've had 2 races, should I say. We've been against the other classes twice. And we definitely got used to this first person view. Look at that, almost a 4-second lead. We're just coming to the end of the first lap. He could lap the field, couldn't he, by the end of it? As I said, he looked arrogant, but it's just confidence, really. You can see why, as Britain overtakes Germany for 3rd. And oh, the Belgium's down from 2nd. Oh, that could be big in the grand scheme of things, because where's America? Could America now come into play for a podium spot? As look at that 6-second lead. I should put this on realistic. Make it a challenge. And again, that's a criticism of Milestone Games as the Brits down, I think that is. Wilson. As Germany is up to 2nd with Max Nagel. And one of the reasons I actually remember his name is because he actually raced for Kimi Raikkonen's motocross team. Yeah, Kimi Raikkonen had a motocross team, remember? He raced for the MXoN team in the early part of this decade. The German. Pretty good racer as well. Never a champion, but he's been right up there battling for the championship a couple of times, but got beaten by that Italian, as I said, very dominant early part of this decade. And motocross is all about dominance, really. If you look at who's won the title, and when they won it, it's often 3 or 4 titles in a row. It is crazy, like the most successful pairing being the father and son Smits, and the Belgian pair who won in 70s, 80s, 90s, thousands. 4 decades of being right at the top for the family as we went down. But look at that, we had an almost 9-second lead. I don't think we really care. As long as it doesn't turn into what happened with the open class where you just kept crashing near the end. It actually made it a bit tense. So I'm braking there before that jump and it seems to work. Look at that, really hooked up the apex. And yeah, I did say really tried because we did. So you do a 46.3. Not very good. As we go into the final lap of the event. At least just 6 seconds now. However, I believe that's Belgium. There's all the Italians down, the open class. I believe that's the Italian. Oh, they get past Germany for 2nd. Got a charge coming up from behind. Yeah, but yeah, before I was distracted. Getting a bit sidetracked. I was talking about my overall impression of the game, wasn't I? And how... Oh, as we're down again, the difficulty can be a setback for Milestone in general in their games. MotoGP games, for as long as I can remember, being criticised for being too easy. As we're down again, we're going like the last race. Come on! I'm leaning forward. I should not be leaning back because we only got a 2nd lead now. We can't make a mistake in this final lap now. After cruising for most of it since taking the lead, now we're back into concentrate mode. But yeah, Milestone Games, difficulty being a bit too easy. Once again, I feel like that's the case with MXGP2, as they really are reaching to the mass market with these games, of course. Don't want it to be too difficult. They want to appeal to as wide an audience as possible. They're not fully, sim games as well, I would say, for Milestone. They're in that in-between space, like Forza, like the F1 games from Cody's. Like Gran Turismo, dare I say it. So coming to the end of the race, and looks like we are going to grab a 2nd win on home turf, but will that be enough to grab the overall win from America? As we definitely are going to have that drop score from the first race, I feel like. As America once again off the podium in 5th, but they won the open class with Cooper Webb ahead of the MXGP rider. Brilliant from the American. But where did our teammate come in the open class? Only in the mid-pack. Oh, let's see who's won it. It was America by a point. Oh, that crash on the opening lap. The final race really cost France and me being total shit in the first race with Marvel's Marvin. But America win by a point from France. Belgium in third, Germany in fourth, Britain in fifth, Netherlands sixth, Estonia seventh, Switzerland eighth, Sweden ninth, Russia in 10th, and Italy right at the back. But heartbreak on home turf. Our final race. Our final outing in MXGP2. I hope you have enjoyed these MXGP2 videos and a little career mode we've done with Greg Hernandez, who will stick in MX2 class, and in MXGP3 we'll be going for the MX2 title. He's so close to winning in MXGP2. So this overall very good game for Milestone, I feel. But it's just the same game for Milestone. Same issues, frame rate, AI, graphics. As I said, with the FOV in first person, I hope they make a slider for that in the new engine. And I hope with the new engine as well, all those same problems from an engine which was built for the MotoGP games. I remember when they got that license a few years back, like 5 years ago now. That's what they're building these games on, with that engine. I hope with the new engine, they won't have the same issues. They won't have the same problems. It'll be better optimized. It'll be good frame rate. It'll be 60 FPS all the time, like they're doing with MotoGP 17, really ringing this engine for the final time with MotoGP 17, getting out to 60 FPS. Hope that's good, but we've improved graphics with the new engine, with the Unreal 4 engine, which are going to be using for MXGP3 with gravel, which is coming out later this year. Can't wait to see what they do with that. They're really having an off-road racing year, aren't they? And with the old engine with MotoGP 17. So there's games this year. Hopefully that's good for Milestone. Much better support as well going forward, as they really did not support this game. That's why I was put off buying this at first. But as you can see, it's a very decent product once you do play it. Same with MXGP as well, which had no support on Milestone. Really was unforgivable. But it seems like Milestone will turn it around in the past couple of years, and really getting their act together. And as I said, I hope in the next couple of years they really do push it forward, as there is a good base there with this old engine to improve with the new engine and really build upon it. And so, as I said, I hope the old issues from this game will not be in XGP3, which I cannot wait to play and which I cannot wait to show you. So, we ended with a bit of heartbreak, I hope, on home turf. But as I said, I hope you have enjoyed the MXGP2 videos. A bit more pick up and play than I expected. As you saw when I first started playing this game, I was abysmal. But as you saw in the end, I can play on realistic difficulty. I can probably beat the opposition as well once, and a bit less crash free, even though I crashed in every race. But I won't talk about that. But I will see you in MXGP3. And I've enjoyed our time in MXGP2. As I said, decent game. Same old issues, same old for Milestone. But MXGP3 will hopefully be a step up with new rain conditions as well. New game modes, from what I've seen. Hopefully improved online play, so people actually play online. Like they're really pushing with MotoGP 17 as well, with the esports, with support from Dorna. So yeah, lots to be optimistic for Milestone this year. And we're going to experience it, of course, in MXGP3 very soon. So thanks for watching, and I will see you then.